perfect solution. Just quick, the last few on here we have Plenty, which is basically a food shop, and everything in there, but not like a vegetable and fruit shop, but the jams and the jellies and the teas. Very lovely little shop on Upper Fort Street. And we have the wet cleaner, which is the only non-toxic dry cleaner on Vancouver Island. And so they do all of their dry cleaning, but they don't use toxic chemicals. And so, you know, you buy your hemp shirt from Hemp and Company and you want to clean it, eventually you can take it to the wet cleaner. So.
But you can wash the hemp shirt as well, just
Absolutely.
on a washing machine. Okay.
Yeah, everything that we carry is very easy care clothing, actually. This is a hemp shirt that I'm wearing. It's I have my Hemp and Company T-shirt, and I have my organic cotton pants, and bamboo socks.
And the prices are comparable with like, you know, $40 or $50 for a shirt, something like that, which is what I pay anyways.
Yeah, anywhere from $40 to $60, and you've got yourself a very lovely shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said the Green Collective or the stores in it kind of work on a triple bottom line. I think we've all heard that, but I've heard triple bottom line a lot, but I can't quite remember what the triple bottom line is. Well,
my triple bottom line is, number one, environment. And so we look at everything that we do in terms of how can we make the planet a little bit better. I mean, there are, what, 7 billion people on the planet, so we're obviously having a huge footprint. But how can we minimize that? You mentioned recycling. We recycle all of our plastic, for instance, all of our plastic bags. Once a month, take them to the recycling depot, all the stuff that doesn't go in the blue boxes. Social justice, I believe, would be another triple bottom line for me. We and a couple of the stores in the Green Collective donate 1% they're part of the 1% for the planet, which is we're obligated to donate a minimum of 1% of what we sell to an environmental group, and so we are members of that. And then the third bottom line is you have to make money. If you don't make money, you're out of business, and if you're out of business, you can't fulfill the other two bottom lines. Yeah.
So there it is, the triple bottom line: environment, social justice. And business.
And business.
Maybe you want to say a few things about hemp, which is actually one of the world's great products, which a lot of people think is why it was made illegal in the first place. But
there's certainly viewpoints on that. Yeah. The plant has been used, we know, for a minimum of 8,000 years, because the oldest piece of fiber ever found, clothing fiber, is hemp, and it's 8,000 years old. And 2,000 years ago, the Chinese invented paper, and guess what the ingredient was that they created paper on? It was hemp.
That's right. Paper used to be made from hemp, and quite recently, as a matter of fact. You can still find paper made from hemp, but it's difficult to find, and it's, at the moment, more expensive. Crazy stuff. So for centuries and centuries, it was used. All of the great artwork from the 1600s on the canvas was hemp canvas. In fact, the word canvas is from the Latin cannabis, which is hemp. Now pretend you didn't hear that.
So the Mona Lisa is probably on hemp textiles, painted on hemp textile, hemp fiber. In U.S. history, Thomas Jefferson and George Washington were hemp farmers. That was a very common thing. Both British and French settlers in the New World had to grow hemp. It was part of the mandate of the French government, the British government, that their settlers in North America were required to grow hemp because they needed it for rope, they needed it for clothing, they needed it for food supply. Bizarrely enough, in the 1930s, the United States banned the growing of hemp through a law called the Marijuana Tax Law. So the conflict, the confusion is that hemp and marijuana are related plants. They're not exactly the same, but they are related. So when the American government banned marijuana, they also ended up banning hemp. And now there is a competitive element in here. The newspapers are printed on tree fiber making paper, not hemp. The cotton industry was probably quite happy to have hemp banned because there was a clothing competitor.
So hemp competed with the forest industry.
Exactly.
Hemp competed with the cotton industry.
Exactly. And the bigger one probably was that the chemical companies, DuPont, Dow Chemical, they just invented nylon in the 20s and 30s. And so a lot of nylon, petrochemicals, started to be used to make clothing. Eliminate the natural fiber, and you open up a lot of applications that you can use your nylon.
So you're up against the petrochemical industry as well.
Totally, yeah. So we've got some big boys over there. Yeah. Here's the interesting part, like history. In 1942, was it, the United States joined the Second World War. They didn't have enough cotton, they didn't have enough nylon to make uniforms, to make ropes. And so they had banned the growing of hemp. They let their farmers grow hemp. In fact, they even produced a movie called Grow Hemp for Victory. They even allowed the young lads to get out of the draft if they could prove that they were at home farming hemp. So hemp was well used in the Second World War by the U.S. military. In 1945, and I saw this in a little documentary, GIs, probably wearing hemp uniforms, are out in fields with flamethrowers burning down the 1945 crop because now the war's over. It's now 2010. We're talking 65 years later. The United States of America still does not allow their farmers to grow hemp. Canada, about 15 years ago, did legalize the growing of hemp. But if you're a farmer and you want to grow wheat, you want to grow corn, get some seeds, put them in the ground, you got a crop. You want to grow hemp, you have to get a license from the government. And you have to follow a number of procedures that you don't have to if you're growing potatoes. So that's up to date for hemp. And it's a marvelous plant. It can be used for food, it can be used for body care products, it can be used for insulation. BMW, Mercedes-Benz use hemp as insulation in their vehicles.
I understand it's also used for like the dashboard, like the plastics are made out of hemp instead of oil.
Yep.
Yeah, a million uses. It's one of the great plants of the world. Easy to grow.
Yes.
Doesn't require a lot of fertilizer or pesticide.
Correct.
Will save our forests in many ways, and yet.
So we just got to keep fighting the social battles here.
So I think most of the stores in the Green Collective are trying to do that with more natural products, organic products, less processed products.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for that.
Well, that's what the foundation of what each one of us came to that conclusion when we started our little businesses. We're all small businesses within the city of Victoria. And I hope that we inspire others to, if they're thinking of opening a business, think of the environment as part of your business plan, and what can you do with your shop to help out the environment. If you make that at the forefront of your thinking, then I think you're better off, you feel better, you sleep better at night, and the world is somewhat better. That's what I think the Green Collective is all about.
And we need that times about 1 million, given the way things are going these days. Now, most of the shops in the collective are retail.
Yes.
Is there any manufacturing that you guys support that...
the collective is very, very specifically
local, I guess,
to be local and to be retail. And the manufacturing part, we all, in our own way, attempt to source our products from ethical producers.